this little duplex.
Yeah.
So we thought we was like rich. I didn't know what the fuck Section 8 was at the time. I was like, we rich. Nah, we wasn't rich. We was just on Section 8, and we acted like it.
Right. You were saying kind of like once your dad left, that's when kind of like a lot of just bad things started happening in your life, right?
Yeah.
You said you had cops trying to plant drugs on you guys.
Yeah, that didn't happen till
That was way later.
That didn't happen till Aurora. So when we moved to the one big thing that happened when we moved to the other side of Colfax over off of Quay Street was one night when by then I'm about 10 years old.
And I hate asking this all the time, man, but I don't know like grades, bro. How old are you in 10? When you're 10, how old? What grade are you in?
Fucking know, like when you 10.
I'm like 18.
when
You're
10,
18 as a senior, so you're like.
So it depends on how damn smart you are now.
Yeah, true that.
And how soon your family started doing school.
Are you in middle school?
So,
You're probably.
No, I was still in elementary.
Okay, you're in elementary.
Yeah, I was still in elementary. I was probably in maybe like 5th grade or something.
I gotta figure this out. That's my child.
Yeah, I was in 5th grade, 4th grade. I don't know, but there was a night that we were out, and we wasn't supposed to be out, but we was out, and we're rolling and running around, just being stupid ass kids. So this pickup truck comes driving by and sees us, right? And I'm with one of my best friend at the time. His name was Andy. He actually committed suicide a year ago. I didn't find that out until like a couple months ago. But yeah, we was out chilling, him, me, and 2 girls, and then this truck comes rolling by, and they're like, said some shit to us. We're like, fuck you, whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can't say some shit to some 10-year-olds in front of girls and think that they're not gonna be like, fuck you.
Right.
You tough motherfucker. Like, so they spun back around, and I was like, yo, everybody, we need to run. Like, they for real, they about to come back. So when they did, I'm like trying to hide over at this bush and shit, and everybody else is like running down the street. And then
were you big back then or no?
What's that?
Were you a big kid?
Not yet. I was almost. Not yet. I was transitioning to becoming a fucking beast at the time, but I was still kind of small and timid and shit, But they spun back around, saw me, and then got out the car and like, fucking nigger, you fucking nigger, this and that. Grown ass men got out their shit, started reaching for shit in the back of the truck, rolled up on me and just started fucking me up, like just beating the dog shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I could think of was I can't fall on the fucking ground.
Right.
Like, don't fall, right? Like, cause I see motherfuckers get jumped in the projects.
Yeah.
So I was like, do not fall on the ground, right? And so that's the last thing you want to do is fall. And that's when the boots and everything start kicking in. So like, I just jumped, took off running, screaming and shit, hollering. I get to the house and my uncle supposed to be rolling 30 script, right?
Right.
I get in the house, I'm like, man, uncle. Crying and shit. These motherfuckers out there, these white boys that beat me up, this and that. He's like, where? So he look out there, shuts the door, locks the door, grabs all of us, takes us down into the motherfucking laundry room, locks the door in the laundry room, turns off all the fucking lights, and be like, shh, be quiet. My older brother, man, was like, me and him had a relationship that was real weird, but he was my dude, man.
He was down for you?
Yeah, and he was only a couple years older than me. He was like, fuck this shit. He was like, we ain't staying in here. So the laundry room's connected to the garage, right? And so he opens the garage, he gives me like a pickaxe, and he has some fucking shovel. I don't even know. All I know is we had some shit, some tools.
Yeah.
And we mobbing out the garage, and I'm still crying. He was like, quit acting like a bitch. He was like, quit crying like a bitch. He was like, you ain't dead. And I was like, okay. So we mobbing down Pierce over at Edgewater and like Wheat Ridge area. Looking for him, right? Like literally looking for him. And then he was like, we walked for like an hour or something, just around the vicinity and wherever we could be at. And then as we're walking, he was like, don't you ever let nobody ever beat your ass again. Right?
Yeah.
That was it. That was it at that point. That's when I started like learning, like really being into figuring out how to fight. Like that was it. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to fight, because we was in the projects, but like at that point I was like, I figured out how to really throw down.
How to whoop some ass.
And that was it. Because after that I was like, this should have never happened again. You know what I'm saying? Like it won't. So that shit was fucked up. It was such a turning point because it was like this moment of like even though all this shit was happening, I was like carefree still. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
You're
at
still
that,
like I don't like innocent.
a
Like
little bit, I still
you know
had
what
the
I mean?
idea that I
The
was still
skip and the hop. You know what I mean?
at
Now it's
that
like the
point.
fucking.
I had the idea that I was still a kid, right?
Right.
When that shit happened,
Yeah.
there was no kid in me. It was over, right? That whole fucking concept was done, you know. But also, I was like grocery shopping for my family at the time, you know, having to cook and sign permission slips and shit for them, shit like that. Like it was weird, man. It was a weird fucking time.
So you're kind of playing the adult too, right?
Yeah, all the time. But at that, you know, before that happened, I still had the mentality that like there was some hope. You know what I'm saying? There was some hope that I could still like salvage some part of this little childhood shit.
Right.
It was
But
wild.
that
Man.
kind of didn't last too long, right?
Hell no, it didn't last long at all. Because you know, one time my brother out there because we were going to at that point we were going to Lumberg Elementary, and we were the only black kids in the school.
Oh shit, man.
Only black kids in the school, and my brother was a hothead, man. I mean, he was a project kid, like for real.
He was fucking motherfucker off.
And he
real
loved
quick.
that shit, right? He loved the idea of being this ghetto ass dude. Like he embraced the shit out of it. He loved it, and so it didn't work where we was at.
Nah, not
They
at all.
they had a back to school night, and he got drunk somewhere else, and he's walking down the street with a bat and his fucking shirt unbuttoned, right? And he walking down the street, and there's really not any black people in this neighborhood at all, right? So.
Right.
And all the white people are freaking out because my brother, you know, he got
a big
to-
guy,
Yeah,
right?
he was tall. You know what I'm saying? He was super tall, so he looked grown and shit. So he come walking, he's walking down the street, and people are saying shit to him, and then all of a sudden somebody comes out, or you know, families are coming and going and leaving, and somebody calls the police. They're like, "Oh my God,
Right.
there's this black man outside with a bat," you know. And so the police come, and they're like, "Put the bat down, put the bat down, hey!" And he's like, "Fuck y'all!" He's like, "Y'all gonna have to shoot me, motherfuckers!" Like literally, my brother's
He's
only
on his
brother-
Tupac.
He was not playing. So they rough him down to the ground, you know, handcuff him, realize that he's only, you know, like, he was only 2 years old, so he's only 12. And then, you know, finally call my mom and all this shit, and you know, he goes to the house. But after that, the school started treating us all different.
Right.
Right? The administration started treating us pretty bad.
You guys are, how do I say it? Like, there was like almost like getting blackballed. Like,
Yeah,
you guys already had a bad rep.
But that was the first
Yeah.
time that happened out of school, right? That ain't even talking about when we moved to Aurora. So from that point, we had to move. We had to leave because you can't really take little black kids from the projects into an apartment, into like a duplex in a rich ass neighborhood, and put them on Section 8 and think that they're gonna take care of that shit.
Right.
It was not